Hello everybody, welcome back. I hope you're doing well. Long time no see. I don't really know how to start this video. I just wanted to have a catch up because it's been like 9 months, 10 months maybe since I last uploaded. We all know that I was never really that good at uploading regularly in the best of times. So add a pandemic and a new job and a new house to that, there's just been a lot going on. And I've actually felt a bit lost without the YouTube side of my identity. I felt like it used to make up such a part of my life. And because I've not even, today is the first time I've unpacked my camera since moving to this new house. I'll talk about the new place in a minute. We've been here for 6 months and this was the first time, it was still all packed up in the bubble wrap and everything to keep it safe on the move. So I've just not explored this part of my personality, this side of myself, for over 6 months. So I thought today I'd just kind of give you a little bit of a life update. I want to talk about how my job is going because I've been there for almost a year now, so I kind of do a 1 year update. Should we start with that or should we start with the flat? Let's start with the flat. It's a bit more fun, isn't it? So I moved into this place in June. I still don't really feel I feel settled in, but I don't feel like I've made it my own home. I had a bit of a frantic run around before filming this just to make the background look slightly more interesting. I do moan about this a lot, but we've got magnolia walls and I hate them so much. So just the thought of a plain magnolia wall background and nothing Bethy or pink or fun or plants to jazz it up was I just couldn't return to YouTube with that. So, I mean, I've tried my best with what I can find. I'm really sorry. Yeah, so we moved in the start of June and it's just been go, go, go all the time. So I work in audit. Basically, as soon as we moved in here, busy season hit. And also as soon as we moved in here, my partner got a new job and then was working 2 jobs for a month while working the notice for the other job. So, it was so busy, and I think I had it better because I was only working 1 job, ridiculous hours and quite stressful in some circumstances, but at least there was only 1 job. And I think because of that, since then, we just never really caught up. And I've got 2 more years in my training program, so I don't know if I'm ever going to catch up. Maybe at some point you'll get a flat tour either on its own or in part of another video, but right now it is not in a fit state to be seen by anybody, let alone the whole internet. I've just finished my exams. I say just finished. Tomorrow, when I'm filming this, I'm starting another course, doing the exam the week after that, but I finished the majority of my big exams for now. So I've actually got time to sit down and do this for once, which is lovely. So that's life update number 1. And then let's talk about my work. So I started my new job in February. I am working as a trainee accountant in an audit firm and I really like it. I absolutely love my job. I'm so lucky to have found the job that I have. I probably wouldn't have found this job if it wasn't for COVID, so that's one bright side, one silver lining. Yeah, I just think I've ended up in the right place. Everything's kind of slotted into place, which is great. And then in terms of study, so I'm on a 3-year training program for the ACA, which is a accountancy qualification. How many exams have I done so far? I think I've done 6 exams so far out of a total of 15. If you're not familiar, so the ACA, there are 6 certificate levels, which are your basic foundations, and then there are 6 professional level exams, and then there are 3 advanced level exams. So I've done 4 certificates. I'm starting a new certificate tomorrow, and then I did 2 professionals last week. That was a brutal week, and they were both on the same day, and because I get extra time for exams, it was just a very, very long day. The exams are very different to what I'm used to. I'm obviously used to very pure maths. I kind of specialised in pure maths in my degree, so there wasn't much application to things. I did 1 module in finance, but it wasn't really anything to do with the accounting that at least I'm currently learning. I think there are 11 of us who joined at the same time at my firm. 2 of us come from a maths background. Everybody else is just all sorts. So it's, I guess, more logic based than mathematical. You've got to be all right with numbers, you've got to be able to add things up, but that's something I never really had to do in my degree. I hardly ever saw actual numbers. It was always letters and funny little Greek symbols. So going back to adding things up is quite refreshing. And then a lot of spreadsheets. There's a lot of spreadsheets, but I do love a spreadsheet, so that is fine with me. I did have some questions, but I don't know where I put my phone. In response to the question about whether I'm using what I learned in university, not really, but I'd say for audit especially, using the logic that you learn from doing a maths degree and being able to prove things, follow things through like that, that's really helpful for audit, and applying that skill kind of follows on really nicely. Following things through to the accounts and making sure everything is where it should be, and also kind of interrogating when things are a bit suspicious looking or strange. You can use the skills that you learn from a maths degree and apply it to that context. But in terms of actual content, no. If there's anything more specific you want to know about, I don't know, getting into accounting or audit or just general life after uni questions, first job questions, I'm more than happy to give them a go. Definitely not an expert, but I can try my best. The last thing I guess I want to talk about is mental health things, because that is often what I do on this channel. And to be honest, this might be why I haven't made a video for so long, because I feel like a massive imposter. I had a really bad experience in March with the doctors, and since then I've just been constantly doubting myself about whether I'm making everything up. I haven't said any of this out loud before, so bear with me. It actually really knocked my confidence, and I think I've been a bit kind of withdrawn and doubting myself ever since. Essentially, I needed the doctor to sign a form to say that my medical conditions meant that I needed extra time in my exams, and she was really unhelpful, and she was really almost rude about it, like basically saying that I didn't need it, and that she couldn't sign it for me. And it just made it very difficult, and you know, it's been a difficult time. I was starting a new job, I was very anxious about it. I'm even struggling to say it out loud because I doubt myself so much, but it's like an accommodation that I need, and to be told that I can't need it because if I'm medicated, then there's no reason I should need it. I would like to talk about it more in more detail, but I can't articulate it properly right now. Like I say, even though it was so long ago, it was probably, what, 7 months ago, maybe? I just haven't processed it. It's honestly messed me up a bit. I haven't talked to anyone about this, and that's exactly the opposite of what I would tell anybody else to do. I just feel really invalidated, and it has completely knocked my confidence. And I felt like talking about my mental health online, or just even just putting my face out there, has been like, I shouldn't do it because I obviously don't know what I'm talking about. And to an extent that's obviously true, because I'm not an expert and I'm only ever talking from my own perspective, and I try and make that really clear. But I think mental health conversations, it's very cliche and it's like a big hot topic right now, but they're so important to have, and it's important to talk about all the downsides and all the low moments as well. And even if your problems may seem relatively small compared to somebody else's, they're still valid and they're still your problems. You can't compare other people's problems and other people's issues and their trauma to each other, because it's all on everybody's individual scales, and something that would really affect me might not bother somebody else at all, and vice versa. But if you're feeling something, then it's completely valid and you have to share it. I really, really hate when I tell someone something and they say, your feelings are valid. I absolutely hate it. I'm like, I didn't say that they weren't valid. I wasn't saying that. But I mean, maybe I don't actually believe that they are. I don't know. I'm spiraling. Well, that's where I'm at with mental health and YouTube. I don't know whether that has been, whether I've communicated that right. It really made me hesitant to post anything about mental health, because not only do I feel like my issues aren't as bad as other people's, which I completely acknowledge that that's true. Like, I can live for the most part like a normal life apart from like a couple of things. At the moment my mental health is pretty good. Like, it's probably like the most stable it's been for a while. Do I want to say that? I don't know. I feel like I'm cursing it, and also when I think about it, maybe it's not. I don't know, but I feel in myself, I feel happy. I'm managing really well with working 9 till 5. I was really worried about that before starting work because I just had so many issues with fatigue and always needing a nap. I don't know whether it's because I'm in a good place, or again, maybe I'm overreacting and making all my symptoms up, but since starting this job, I have been absolutely fine with working those hours. And like, if myself a year ago could know that, I think I'd have been a lot less worried about starting this job. I've gotten sidetracked again. I think I was talking about posting on YouTube and why that put me off. So I've always acknowledged that my mental health, like, even though it's affected me in lots of ways, and in the past it has affected my daily life to the point that like I just couldn't do activities that other people could do in like a normal way, into a normal time scale. I'm finding this really hard to word, but I have depression and anxiety. They're two most commonly talked about mental health issues. There's probably the most funding towards them. There's the most acceptance for talking about those in general society and in the mental health community. Other ones are a lot more stigmatized. So I've always felt this and always tried to get it across, but I don't want to just put my own voice out here and not raise up other people's voices who might need hearing more. At the same time, like I say, this situation that happened with the doctor made me completely doubt everything. I just started to not believe the feelings I was having and the feelings that I'd had in the past And like the issues that I've had in the past, I thought, okay, I must be making it all up. Maybe I'm just a terrible person and I'm just making up for attention, and I just want to get any extra help I can because I'm an awful person and not because I actually need the help. So I stopped advocating for myself and for my mental health. And so of course I didn't want to talk about that on YouTube because everybody would find out I was a massive imposter. So I think that has probably played a big part in why I've been putting off making videos, because I think about it all the time. I'm like, oh, this would make a great video, write it down in my notes app, and then it just never gets any further. Or sometimes I film a video and then I start to edit it and it sits on my laptop for months and months. I currently have a project that I am going to delete. I'm going to delete it. Am I? I don't know. I have a project that's been on my laptop since June 2020, which is when I basically stopped uploading regularly. And I don't know what it is, but every time we go and sit down to edit it, I just don't make any progress. So I think maybe I should take that as a sign that I'm just never gonna make that video, never gonna publish it. It does feel like a bit of a weight off my chest, to be honest. Like I say, I haven't really spoken about that much. It's been bothering me in the back of my mind, and I've been thinking it over and not realizing how much time and attention I am paying to it. So it's obviously something that's bothering me, but it feels good to have started that process, opening up about it today. Are there any videos that you would like to see from me? Right now, it would be really helpful to know that somebody actually wants to see what I'm making, and if you could be specific, that would be great, just so that I don't completely spiral and back out of it, because I'll know that somebody wants to see it. Does that make sense? I'm not going to promise that I'm going to make a video anytime soon because life is crazy. I'm going to visit my sister over Christmas in Finland. Touch wood that there are no sudden lockdowns. I would really like to make more videos. I'm just not gonna commit to something that I can't do. So I'll just make videos when I have time, when I want to, when it feels good. And hopefully that will be more regularly than once a year. I think I just need to take the plunge and go back into it, and I'll feel a lot more inspired and wanting to create things, because I really love making things. Thank you for listening to me ramble. Let me blur out to you all my thoughts and feelings from the last few months. I'm on Instagram and Twitter at TheKingBeth. I'm definitely more of a lurker than a poster, but I'm there if you want to find me. Hope you have a lovely festive season and get to see some loved ones this year. Yeah, it'll be really nice if we can. Oh, what a time, isn't this ridiculous? Okay, hope you're doing well. See you soon.